Superman has unveiled its first teaser trailer, complete with many reveals about the DCU movie. As the first official movie of the DCU's Chapter 1, Superman is highly anticipated. Not only will the story begin to flesh out the wider DC universe and its overarching narrative, but it also seeks to fix the somewhat fractured depiction of Superman that stemmed from the DCU. With James Gunn's Superman story, many are hoping the DCU will get off to a promising, hopeful start. As it turns out, Superman's first teaser trailer offers exactly this. The trailer exhibits everything comic book fans have come to love about Superman, from the character's optimism to his supporting cast and even John Williams' iconic musical score from the 1978 film. Thanks to this trailer, many reveals about the DCU's official beginning have been showcased, from the first reveal of Superman's ensemble cast to the other superheroes and villains of the universe and the lovable animal companion of the Man of Steel. Intriguingly, Superman's trailer opens with the titular character crashing into the snow. He is shown beaten, bloodied, and dejected, calling to his aforementioned animal companion for help. Naturally, the biggest question is what caused Superman to be placed in such a vulnerable position. The answer to this cannot be anything other than Lex Luthor. Luthor is the iconic arch-nemesis of Superman from DC Comics and was confirmed to be part of the upcoming DCU movie before anyone else other than the titular character. Nicholas Hoult was cast as Lex, with the Superman trailer debuting the first official look at the character. It is highly likely that this scene from the opening of the Superman trailer comes after a clash between Superman and Lex, the latter of whom has been confirmed to load the former entirely by director James Gunn. Thankfully, the Superman trailer highlights elements of Superman's civilian life as Clark Kent. Gunn has made it no secret that he understands how important the life of Clark and the people around him are to the overall story of Superman, with Superman's trailer making that easily evident. The trailer shows David Corenswet as Clark Kent, entering the Daily Planet as his bumbling personality shines through. This is followed by shared looks between Clark and Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane, hinting at their central relationship. Later, Clark is shown sitting next to Jonathan Kent, his adoptive father, at the Kent family farm. This is a vastly important part of Clark's life, and it is a relief that Superman is showing this just as much as it is highlighting his otherworldly strength, speed, and power. Not only is this important to the proper depiction of the iconic hero, but it proves that Superman will have a strong emotional core thanks to Clark's family and friends. An interesting thing to note in the scene involving Clark and his father, Jonathan, in the Superman trailer is that it looks to be a flashback. Corenswet's Clark is sporting a different haircut in this scene, and there is nothing showing Jonathan taking part in the present-day storyline of the film. This could mean that all scenes on the Kent farm are shown as flashbacks in Superman. A common trope of superhero movies, especially those based on the golden age of comic books, is secret identities and the trouble they bring to relationships. The Superman trailer hints that this is also part of the DCU film, with Lois Lane kissing both Clark and Superman at different points. This hints that Lois either finds out Clark is Superman at some point in the movie or confirms that she already knows his secret identity at the onset of the film. One of the more exciting reveals about Superman before the trailer's release was the inclusion of Krypto the Superdog. The trailer for Superman debuts the character, who runs swiftly to Clark's aid as soon as he is called. Krypto is shown taking a wounded Superman home, running across the ice at supersonic speed to help his best friend. Beyond this, Superman will likely debut Krypto's other powers, from his ability to fly to his strength, durability, laser vision, and super breath. Although Lex Luthor is undoubtedly the main villainous reveal in Superman's teaser trailer, several other antagonists make appearances. One of these is likely linked to Lex and was first highlighted in the first official look at Corenswet Superman released by James Gunn earlier in 2024. This comes in the form of a giant eye-like machine floating above Metropolis, shooting a laser towards the ground. This machine is spotted several times in Superman's trailer and will likely be something Kal-El has to stop at some point in the film. Beyond that, there is a kaiju in Superman's teaser trailer. The kaiju looks akin to a giant worm and can breathe fire, with Superman shown to endure the breath before flying upwards towards the sun. Evidently, Lex Luthor is not the only villainous presence Superman will have to contend with in the 2025 movie. As has long been known, Superman is not the only hero who is set to appear in the movie. Nathan Fillion was cast in Superman as another hero of the DCU and makes his debut in the film's teaser trailer. Fillion is playing a Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, in the movie and will offer an introduction to the Space Police Force ahead of the Lantern's TV show set to debut in 2026. Admittedly, there is not much to go on regarding Guy Gardner in Superman's trailer. All that is shown of him is a brief moment in which he uses the power of a Green Lantern ring to shoot a beam of light at a group of people shouting at Superman. As such, more can be expected to be shown of Nathan Fillion as more marketing for Superman is released in 2025. Another of the supporting heroes as part of Superman's story is Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl is played by Isabella Merced and can be spotted in Superman's trailer in full action, unlike Fillion's Green Lantern. Hawkgirl can be seen flying through the air in Superman, raising her iconic mace above her head as she seemingly fights off an enemy. Hawkgirl is a regular part of the Justice League in DC Comics, meaning Superman could potentially leave her off for more adventures going forward. Eddie Gathaige's Mr. Terrific is another of the heroes cast alongside David Corenswet as Superman. Mr. Terrific can be seen battling Superman at one point in the film's trailer, showing how the story will outline the differences between the DCU's different heroes. Later in the trailer, Mr. Terrific's robotic T-spheres are shown shielding him from unfriendly fire. These T-spheres are the primary way Mr. Terrific fights his enemies, given the character's nature as a genius-level inventor. At one point in the Superman trailer, an old, wrinkly, alien-like character is shown. This character is undoubtedly Metamorpho, one of the final DC heroes confirmed to have a role in the film outside of Superman himself. Metamorpho is a man whose body was altered, allowing him to transmute it into a wide variety of chemical compounds. While little else is known about his role in Superman specifically, the trailer at least shows the unique physicality he possesses. Since it was confirmed that James Gunn would be writing a Superman film, the filmmaker has made it clear that he wished for the hero to be presented as he is in DC Comics. The words often used by Gunn are compassion, kindness, and love, with Superman showing the titular hero trying to embody those traits in a world that thinks they are old-fashioned. As evidenced by Superman's trailer, this comes across beautifully. One of the first action shots shows Superman saving a young girl from an explosion, covering her from harm. Later, a young boy in what looks to be a war-torn country is shown clutching a flag flying Superman symbol, repeating the hero's name in hopes that he will come to save them. This showcases the perfect depiction of the hero, that being a symbol of widespread hope for everyone. Later in the Superman trailer, two iconic DC Comics elements are hinted at. One scene shows Superman kneeling over the destroyed body of a robot, seemingly grieving over it, with the following shot showing a giant ice formation. This confirms that Superman will include the Fortress of Solitude, with the robot likely being the character of Kellex. In DC Comics, Kellex is a robot who becomes the caretaker for the Fortress of Solitude and provides Clark with a connection to his home of Krypton. One comic book storyline shows Kellex being destroyed by Lex Luthor, which is likely what the scene from the Superman trailer is depicting. This implies Lex finds the Fortress of Solitude during the movie, striking Superman at his home. Although Henry Cavill's Superman in the DCU was divisive, to say the least, one of the more compelling plot points involved his relationship with the rest of the world. While it can be argued that Superman insisting not everyone stays good in this world went against his character, this stemmed from the people of Earth viewing him only as an alien and being angry with him despite his best efforts to help. To an extent, it seems that James Gunn's Superman will incorporate a similar plot point if the teaser trailer is anything to go by. At one point, David Corenswet's Superman is shown walking through an angry mob as they throw things at him. He enters a building that the mob surrounds, and he looks in despair at the floor. Superman will likely explore the idea that the people of Earth will reject him, just as Man of Steel did, but take a somewhat different route in that Superman never loses his faith in being kind, compassionate, and a symbol of hope. Despite many other heroes appearing in Superman, the trailer hints that they may not all get along with the son of Krypton. This is proven in one sequence from the trailer that shows Superman and Mr. Terrific outwardly fighting against each other in a baseball stadium. Many theories have spawned from the film's set photos that the other heroes, like Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Hawkgirl, for example, are corporate-type superheroes akin to those from The Boys as opposed to individual heroes seeking to help people like Superman. This is reinforced in the trailer when Gardner angrily shoots a beam of light at the mob harassing Superman, which is a distinctly unheroic thing to do. It could be the case that Superman clashes with the heroes throughout the film as a result of these differing ideologies. By the end of the film, though, he could prove to them what being a superhero truly means, changing them for the future of the DCU. One of the final pullouts from the Superman trailer is a tease at a hidden DC villain. The building Superman enters to escape the mob of Metropolis civilians is seemingly owned by Stag Enterprises. This logo can be seen in a reflection as Superman enters the building in the trailer, teasing the inclusion of Simon Stagg in the story. Simon Stagg is a DC villain primarily linked to Metamorpho as his creator, further supporting the former's inclusion in Superman given the latter's involvement. Simon Stagg could be the character who has hired these other heroes to be his own Justice League of sorts, linking to their less-than-heroic nature as Stagg is simply an evil CEO. All of this is teased by Superman's teaser trailer, promising a big future ahead for the DCU.